create a progress monitor graphing for a student that you've already got an intervention in place for, you go into the student e-file and you go into their RTI educational support. You can see with this student, this is my son, and I don't care if we can see his account, that's why I'm using him. You can see that I created a plan for him that's a Tier 2 reading intervention. I want to create a progress monitor for fluency on him because that's how I'm going to monitor if this Tier 2 intervention is working or if it's meeting his needs. To do that, you go to section C right here that says Progress Monitor, and you click on Add Progress Monitor. So when we do that, it's going to open up a screen like this. Through here, there's just 3 basic steps with the 3 basic pages that we have to fill in. First, I'm just going to call this Fluency Reading. You can name it whatever you choose to name it. The second is we're going to start it, and what start date you're going to have. If you've already been doing this progress monitoring, you can backdate it to when you started it, or you can start it from today. And then as a general rule of thumb, most progress monitors go for 6 weeks. You set out your weekly or your 6 weeks or whatever you're going to set the end date for this. That's what goes in there, and it can be any date you choose. So we're going to leave that. The next one is the testing intervals. Right now it's set at 7, so that means he's going to be tested every 7 days or once a week. If you want it to be 2 weeks, you can put 14 in there. Once a month, put 30. You have the choice of putting your day intervals. You could go all the way down to 1, meaning you're testing him every day, that poor child, if you're going to do that. But those are your options there. The last thing you have to do on this first page is choose which type of probe, and we're going to put a CBM for fluency in there. So I'm just going to do a CBM fluency probe, and then we're going to click on next. The next page brings us into where we're going to start his aim line at. You can see right here we can't change these things because it's set when I pick the CBM testing, reading CBM score, so we can't change these first parts. Right now, this is what we're going to put in as his initial score, his first score. So I'm going to say he scored 76. And by the end of this goal period, I want him to be reading 100 words. So now I've set where he's starting, and this is where I want him to be at the end of this round of progress monitor. And then we're going to click next. And this last page is where we tie this progress monitor to an intervention I already have in place. If you can see over here in the grayed out area, you can see where I have that reading, language, writing, Tier 2 intervention. Well, this is it right there. This is tied to that. So if I click on it and just move it to the right, that'll put it in there saying, okay, this progress monitor is tied to that Tier 2 intervention, and I hit finish.